Celebrate good times. Come on.
Thanks, Al. Welcome to Shoot Some Shale, by the way, folks. Yeah, we've got the Northampton Foxes against the Ipswich Witches on this Monday night, and unfortunately for you guys, probably our only watch along of the week this week. But yeah, I'm joined with Mr. Dill. How are we doing on this Monday evening?
Absolutely delighted at the fact it's only in the teens as far as temperature goes this week. We're not going to die when we do this one. We're going to know names, colours, everything.
Yes.
We hope.
That's the optimism we like, with the we hope in the key words.
Shall we have a look at the lineups for the meeting we're not covering tonight before we go on to the one that we are covering tonight?
Can I have a look, like?
If I do Bellevue, do you want to do Kings Lynn, just because of the Kings Lynn number 5 and your love for him?
Go on then.
For the Bellevue ATPI Aces, Brady Kurtz rides at number 1, Norrie Dawn at 2, Peter Kilderman at 3, Zach Cook returns at number 4, Jason Doyle also returns at number 5, Tate Zishki at 6, and Will Cairns the rising star at number 7. You got a man to watch for Bellevue? We're not watching them, we're just going to be reading their scores, but a man to keep an eye on.
I'm going to go for Norrie Dawn. I think he had a very good meeting. Was it Ipswich or was it at Bellevue last week? One of the two. He had a very good.
He was
He had a very good meet.
He was awful at Ipswich.
See, I've already forgotten that Ipswich meeting already. I'm surprised I remember we watched it. But no, he had a very good meeting at Bellevue the other week, and since he's come back from his injury, especially around Bellevue, he's started to step it up a bit. So, yeah.
I am going to go with Peter Kilderman. He's riding really well at the NSS. I always say this, that middle order's vital. It was between PK and Zach for me, but I think Peter Kilderman, he's riding really well. And he's probably going under the radar a little bit with what Brady's doing more often than not, and Doyley in his debut. But yeah, I'm going to go for Peter Kilderman.
And racing for the PSE Environmental Kings Lynn Stars, because who doesn't like an environmental company sponsoring your club? At number 1 is Max Frick. Moving to the number 2 position is the Ruiner, Chris Harris. At number 3 is Ben Cook. Moving up from reserve at number 4 is Cooper Russian. Strawberry Jam, Jankovic rides at number 5. My Rusev's Bay and Spirit Animal. Don't know where the Rusev bit came from. Jordan Jenkins rides at number 6. And Jody Scott at number 7. Have you got a man to watch, and why?
I am going to go for Cooper Russian. This is a track that should suit him, and he's riding well at the moment, although he has been on the wrong end of, in his eyes, a couple of harsh refereeing decisions. But I think this Bellevue track is a place that should suit his riding style, and he should fly around here.
Absolutely, and I've gone for his race partner. I've gone for Ben Cook. Got a maximum over in Poland yesterday, but sometimes it just feels like he's not overly that bothered about the UK. But if he's back at Bellevue, and there's no secret that he loved his time at Bellevue, and there's even rumours of him being there next season already, so I think he'll be wanting to put a good shift in this evening.
Have you got a score prediction for that one, Palmer?
Certainly have. And I think I've gone a bit bald here, but you know, I've not got much hair on my head anymore, so may as well. I've gone for Bellevue 61, Kings Lynn 29, and Bellevue will hit 60 plus in 3 consecutive home meetings.
That's potentially bold, but also may not be too far off. I've gone for Bellevue to win by 20, which would equate to a 55-35 victory for the Aces. Shall we have a look at the meeting we are covering tonight now? If you want to do the Ipswich Witches, with you having a bit of a soft spot for the Suffolk-based side, and I'll do Northampton.
So, riding for the Ipswich True 7 Group Mayfield Sports Events and Others Witches, Tom Brennan rides at number 1. Danny King goes at 2. Richard Lawson at number 3. Scott Nichols rides at number 4 with Tobias Musiak at number 5. Guest reserve at number 6 in Kevin Yule Pedersen because Philip Alston Bangs didn't fancy turning up. And at number 7 is Jason Edwards. Have you got a man to watch and why?
We should probably point out that Philip Alston Bangs misses on concussion protocol.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah, he's got concussion from the crash with Norwich the other night.
That makes more sense.
I am going to go with Danny King. He's riding really well for Ipswich. He did have a little bit of a difficult one for Plymouth over the weekend, but this is a Gators track and gating is paramount around here, and Danny King can get off the start line quite well.
That he can, absolutely, and yeah, I think I'm going to go for Tobias Musiak. He's starting to show some of the form that he had around Sheffield from a few years ago, and it's nice to see because he is a really nice man.
And for the Northampton Foxes, I don't think they've got a title sponsor.
They have not.
They're led at number 1 by Jamin Lidsey. Kai Thompson gets an official Premiership average now, moves up to number 2. Here's Christian Everson returns at number 3. Troy Batchelor, the skipper, drops to number 4. Nikolai Clint stays at number 5. Jonas Jeppsen rides at number 6. And Luke Harrison goes at 7. Have you got a Fox to watch?
I have, and I'm going to sound really biased here, but I don't mean it in a biased way. I'm going for Luke Harrison for the one simple reason. Well, actually, there's two. A, I think you may have gone for Kai. B, other than Kai, Luke is the only fox that has got the bollocks to ride this place.
And he really does go well rounded, don't he? Even after that bad crash the other week with Coops, he really does show no fear around this circuit.
Absolutely.
I have not gone for Kai. I thought about going for Kai, and I probably should have gone for Kai, but I've not. I've gone for Jonas Jeppsen. He scored really well on debut. Now, the last time we watched Northampton, he didn't do particularly great, but he did win the race where the tactical was in, so he can beat really good riders around this circuit. And now he's a reserve, and he can have up to 7 rides a meeting. So if any of that main body are just a little bit off it, for me, Jonas Jeppsen is definitely a rider that can come in and do a job there as well.
I disagree with you, me old cherub.
Do you know what the aggregate score is for this one, by the way?
I'll tell you what. I'll have a butcher's for you now.
Well, you have a quick look at that. We've got some comments on YouTube. Winnie says, evening all, hope everyone's good. 47-43 to Ipswich for me. The big question, you may have cooled down, what ice creams are we on tonight? Winnie also says Clint wasn't half annoying there. See, I found it funny, but I could see why some people may have found it annoying. The Mighty Witch, evening all, that's a name I've not seen before, so I'd be interested to see who that is. And Dan Winchester, evening Squires. We're all up to date.
Just before I find the aggregate score, we've had a race at Manchester, because Manchester like to do their parade on time. Heat 1 was won by Brady Kurtz, to the surprise of nobody, in a winning time of 60.92. Second in yellow was Christopher Harris, and third in blue was Norit Bladon, and Max Frick was not the Max Frick from the SGP.
Max Frick is crap.
And it is Bellevue 4, Kingsley 2. Right, now time to find some results. This is round 1, marvellous. As you can see, there's a lot of thought going into this.
It's 43-47 to Ipswich.
See, got there just as I'd got there as well.
So it is wide open for the aggregate point as well, to be honest. And we can also say that Danny King won the toss and opted to take Heat 15. Nikolai Clint, after a little bit of 4, opted for 2 and 4 in Heat number 1. Have you got a prediction for this one, Palmer?
Certainly have. And it's a bit like the Bellevue one. We're a little bit bold with this one. Because if I remember right, I've gone for a 45 all draw.
You have indeed gone for a 45 all draw. And I've gone just a little bit wayward. I've gone for Northampton to win by 2 which would obviously equate to 46-44. Did you see the latest Dan Thompson video, cracking video? I thought that was from Winnie. We did. It's very, very good.
It is. It's very informative. That's the word. I don't like using big words like that on a Monday.
You calm yourself right down.
I know. Well, if I lose words, we've got a voice note with Alan singing, so we'll be covered. But no, it's very informative, and they really give you an insight to like what goes on in a typical speedway rider's life. And a typical speedway rider's life where they have to go to Poland to go and watch meetings, which to me would be an ideal job, really. So if Poland are needing any spectators and you're paying, hit me up.
Kevin Yule Pedersen has got his individual suit on, and his individual colours are black and orange, so his suit looks more like the Northampton suit than the team he's guested for tonight.
Excellent. You know the 5 Ps.
Do you
I
think...
don't know.
Because there's a lot of rumours, and these rumours don't seem to be going away. There's a lot of rumours that Philip Alstrom Bangs perhaps isn't enjoying his time racing in the UK as much as he thought he would, and there's a lot of rumours that have been going around for a while that he could be on his way out of Ipswich by his choice or by the clubs. We don't know, but do you think that Ipswich are maybe looking towards that and they're testing Kevin Yule Pedersen? Because he has got real potential.
I think it's almost like a similar situation to when they booked, I want to say, Daniel Klemer when there was Sheffield. I think they're just sort of, while they've got this opportunity to...
Oh, Palmer has gone a little bit dead. The screen share has gone and Palmer has gone. So while Palmer sorts out the technical issues, yeah, we'll carry on as per normal. As Palmer said earlier, this will probably be our only watch along this week. So yeah, and he's back.
Yeah, you may have to bear with me a minute because I'm going to switch over to mobile data.
Is your Wi-Fi being a pain in the arse again?
Yeah, and it's not even the extender this time.
Jeez.
So, apologies, folks. Just bear with me.
While Palmer does that, I'll keep an eye on what's going on at Manchester, and we have had heat number 2 at Manchester as well. Jordan Jenkins' career with Kings Lynn gets off to a fantastic start as he retires from heat number 2. William Cairns won heat 2 with Tate Zischke in second and Jody Scott third for a 5-1 to Belleview, and it's now 9 points to 3 in favour of the Aces. Luke 42-62-8 Berwick to re-sign Jenkins now the 28 days are over. So me and Dan actually do the social media for Reed Batty, and we know that he's going back in at Berwick. But we also suspect that Berwick will keep Jordan Jenkins and release probably Lassie Fredrickson. But Jordan Jenkins has had offers from other teams as well. So, and one of those are Poole, and not many people turn Poole down. So I think Berwick may have a little bit of a battle on their hands to keep hold of him. Are you back, Palmer?
I don't know.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, and I can see the screen nice and clearly as well.
Well, you know what they say, 2 rights make a wrong and all that. Saw it on the internet, so it must be true.
So yeah, in short, our answer would be yeah, probably Berwick do keep Jordan Jenkins in place of. They would have to release him first with his 28 days done though, and we know that Reed is going back in. They would then have to re-sign him in place of Fredrickson more than likely if they were to keep him, which we suspect they will.
But you never know.
But you never know, and to be honest, when Poole come knocking, not many people say no.
unless you're Connor Mountain. But that's a story for another day.
Unless you're Connor Mountain. We've got riders now coming to tapes for Heat 1. Northampton are just like the Ipswich of Northampton, starting their racing at around about quarter 2. Heat number 1, gate 1 in yellow is the captain of the Witches, Danny King. Gate 2 in blue is Kai Thompson. Gate 3 in red is Tom Brennan, and off the outside, gate 3 in white is Tom Brennan, and off the outside in red is Jamie Lindsay. Now, before this meeting, I said that this was the battle of the two SH1T number 1s because both Brennan and Jamo have been quite disappointing for their respective clubs at number 1 this season. So this will be an interesting one.
Very well be. It means nothing at this point, but Danny King also won the first ever race around this International Shailway, I think it's called. Tapes Rise 4, Heat number 1 then. It's a fairly even start there, but it's the two Ipswich boys that get to that first serve first with Jamin Lindsay now just storming up the inside there of Kai Thompson and Tom Brennan. So it's now a Ipswich 4-2. And what can Kai Thompson do is he's come up the inside there of Tom Brennan, and now Tom Brennan's gone from second to the back. And Brennan's just... he's not off the pace at the minute, but nobody's catching Danny King there out in front. And Brennan's now... he's gone from being decent to quite disappointing, and but someone who isn't disappointing now is Danny King, who's leading this one out in front, and Jamin, who's in second, who looks quite fast. It doesn't look anywhere near catching Danny up, and Tom Brennan's all but packed up now at the rear of the field. So just like the very first meeting here when Ipswich come to the show, Danny King takes a checkered flag in the opener.
Good start there from both the Witches, and Danny King was able to pull away nice and easy. Tom Brennan initially gets himself into second place, but Jamo dives up the inside of him and sends him a little bit wider to allow Kai through as well, and Brennan just got slower and slower as the race went on. And I'll reiterate the point I made at the start of the meeting. Tom Brennan has been really, really disappointing this season.
Yes.
Tom actually didn't finish the race. I know he was slowing down, but didn't know if he was going to come round and complete the heat or not.
He pulled up on the back straight of the last lap.
Jeez, that's not what you want or expect your number 1 to be doing, is it?
Just get a number 1 like Pico. Not hard.
Heat number 1 was won by the rider in yellow, Danny King, with a winning time of 58.91. Second in red, Jamin Lindsay, and third in blue, Kai Thompson. We said both the number 1s were disappointing. Jamo was a little bit better, but the second string, well, Danny King in particular, stole that one. It was a 3-all, and the aggregate is now 46 points to 50, stays at 4 points because there was no heat advantage.
No, there wasn't.
We got a talking point for the first track grade.
Excellent.
Now, I can't comment on this one because I said yesterday I was going to watch this meeting back. I didn't.
I think I know exactly what you're on about then. Is it about a certain meeting that happened on the borders of England and Scotland?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Marvellous.
I'm really intrigued to see how Kevin Your Pedersen goes here, to be honest. He's been up and down for Glasgow, but he has got real potential about him, and it's nice to see him get a top flight opportunity.
I saw it on the TV advert. I thought it was appropriate.
Jeez. Heat number 2, gate 1 in red is Jonas Jepsen. Gate 2 in white is the guest for Ipswich, Kevin Your Pedersen. Gate 3 in blue is Palmer's work colleague, Luke Harrison, and off the outside in yellow is the rising star for Ipswich, Jason Edwards. Jason Edwards started really well the other night at home against Belleview, but really did fade as the meeting went on.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did he do on Friday for Redcar? I hadn't really seen too much about it.
To be honest, can't remember. I think he had a win somewhere in there. I'll find my race card at some point. The tapes has risen then 4, heat number 2, and it is the two Foxes that get out there first with Jonas Jepsen leading, and both the Foxes go wide, and Kevin Yule Pedersen, like a knife going through hot butter, has taken the lead in this one.
Jonas
Jepsen's just gone a little bit out of shape there, and that's allowed Luke and Jason Edwards through, so it's now currently a Witches 4-2. And Kevin Yule Pedersen really, really looking like he's enjoying conditions out here. And if Northampton, never mind Ipswich, are looking to make a team change, I think Kevin Yule Pedersen should be high up on the hit list, as he's not showing any fears whatsoever. And I'm very pleased to tell you that on the third turn there is a new fish and chip stand where you can go and get fish and chips, which is marvellous, as they're coming down turns 3 and 4 now for final time. And Kevin Yule Pedersen on his Premiership debut takes that one at a canter.
Both the Foxes made the start, and then they both ran really wide. Jonas Shepson did Luke absolutely no favours in that second turn, and Kevin Pedersen, easy as you like, said thank you very much, I'm coming through. And then Jonas Shepson got out of shape again on 3 and 4 and just gave up. Kevin Pedersen looked really steady out in front. He was about as far clear of Luke as Luke was of Edwards. It was really spread out, but the one rider I was expecting to do well in that one is the one rider that didn't. So heat number 2 was won by the rider in white. First race at Premiership level. First win at Premiership level for Kevin Yule Pedersen. Second in blue, Luke Harrison, and third in yellow, Jason Edwards. That's 2 points to Northampton, 4 to Ipswich, and it's now 5 points to 7 on the night and 48 points to 54 on aggregate with 2 heats gone.
That it is.
Oh my God, why did I pick Kilderman at Belleview?
Has he just done a rubbish?
Heat number 3 at Bellevue was won by Ben Cook. Second in yellow, Cooper Russian, and third in blue, Zach Cook. 1 point to Bellevue, 5 to Kings Lynn.
Well.
Well.
That's interesting.
And we know brother rivalries Ace and Steen, although they don't really race each other all that often. The Holder boys, Zach and Ben, are no different. You always want to get one over on your brother Dan and Joe Thompson. You always want to get one over on your brother. So bragging rights to Ben Cook after the first meeting of the 2 tonight.
And well, as we saw in Dan Thompson's vlog, he wasn't betting on himself at Plymouth, was he?
No, he said he'd bank on himself to beat Joe any time apart from round Plymouth, because Joe can fly around that circuit, and he can. He's decent around there. And interestingly, we're having a track grade here after 2 heats.
Yeah.
Talking point. Should we get on to it?
Go on then.
Winnie, any Russian thoughts from the weekend? I think the exclusion was harsh, but he could have easily gone in the first running, I thought.
So, it's like I think I said this to you yesterday. The first incident, yeah, alright, Cooper's leg was out, but when you're that small on a bike like that, you sort of... Because Tofty used to do it a lot as well, going into the first bend, it helps you sort of balance a little bit. So the first one was, for me, was nothing more than first bend bunching. The second incident, as much as I bloody can't stand Jay Etheridge, and I think he's a pervert kicking cur and should retire for the good of everybody, he's just an Australian Chris Harris. I don't think he was really in the wrong. Cooper was already on the wide line, but Jai didn't do anything wrong. I think Cooper just stuck his back wheel into him.
Now, the one thing that's really... I can't comment on that because I haven't watched the meeting, so I won't comment on that, but I will comment on the thing that's really grinded my gears over the weekend. The little altercation between the two after, and Poole fans in particular, making out that Joy Etheridge assaulted a child. In the United Kingdom, 16 you're recognised as an adult. Cooper is 16, therefore, albeit a younger adult, he's still an adult. So this sort of thing that Joy Etheridge assaulted a child is complete bullshit. There was an altercation between an adult and another adult, one older, one younger, but still adults.
I was kind of hoping there was going to be a bit more of a scrap between them, to be honest. It was a bit boring. Just a little tap on the shoulder. That's all it was. Nothing more, nothing less.
And we've all, to be honest, we've all experienced adrenaline rushing. When something happens like that, your adrenaline heightens. We haven't raced at the speeds they race, so we don't know what it's like, but we have all experienced adrenaline at some point.
I'll have you know, we was racing at top speeds at level X in the go-karting track there.
Brilliant that was, but when Alan
Going
decided...
at least 20 miles an hour.
When Al decided to try and bomb me into the fence in that first race, I got a little bit of the old red mist. That was why I made sure I ran him wide when I went past him on the next bend. Do you want to do E4 from Belleview?
Oh, we'll have a look.
Jason Doyle remains unbeaten by an opponent since joining Belleview.
Doyley would it then?
He did.
It's just coming up on the screen now. Heat 4, so heat number 4 was a win for Rider in Red. Jason Doyle in a winning time of 60.75, which is the second fastest time actually, because Ben Cook was quicker. Second in white was Strawberry Jam, and the third in yellow was Birthday Boy, 17 today, so he's definitely an adult now. William Cairns with Jody Scott doing Jody Scott things at the rear of the field, making it a 4-2 to Bellevue Aces, making it 14 points to 10 on the evening.
Interesting, Brady Kurtz has only got the third quickest time of the meeting so far. Now, I'm almost certain that will change, but we see, it's not quite started how Northampton would have liked, and we get a very 50-50 man coming out now with Troy Batchelor. You know what you're going to get with Batch, either gates and clears off, or he's not very good and gives up.
He either gates and retires, or he just retires and wheelies.
Never forget.
Never forget that pairs meeting.
He was riding for Brum that year, weren't he? And just partnering Sedgey, I think it was, at Oxford.
All I remember when I watched that meeting back was Simon Lambert's interview calling him a clown. And then Batch goes out and beats Lambo quite convincingly.
All he needed was Lambo to fire him up, and Lambo obliged. Heat number 3, gate 1 in white, Richard Lawson. Gate 2 in blue, Troy Batchelor, the skipper of the Foxes. Gate 3 in yellow, Scott Nichols. And off the outside in red, Niels Christian Everson. It feels like we've watched Northampton a fair bit this season, but we've not watched Trotchy in a Northampton suit all too often. But the meeting he did race here, he was pretty good in.
He was very good. I think I got about 13 points that meeting.
And Scott Nichols will be hoping for better form than I think a week ago, weren't he, where he scored sod all at Bellevue. This is more of a Scott Nichols track though.
Yeah, these two Ipswich boys here don't like riding Bellevue as the tapes rise then on heat number 3. And it's a very good start there for the Ipswich boys as they get to the first on a 5-1 as it stands, although the rider in red there, Niels Christian, he was doing a rider in blue, Troy Batchelor, and having a little wheelie session at the back. But if anything, now this has just allowed the Ipswich boys just to carry on a little bit and gain a bit of momentum over the Northampton Foxes, who just look like they're getting in each other's way at the minute more than anything. And I think if Niels can get underneath Batch here, which he does, then he might be able to put a bit of a challenge in the final parts of this race.
Not a chance.
Which is what he has got quite a bit of work to do, so maybe he needs to borrow Batch's twisty thingy as well, and then Bike has two twisty things to make Bike go like an absolute bloody rocket. Batchelor has gone from being disappointing to being just pure crap now, and is retired at the back as the Witches take a big 5-1.
Batch retiring at the back? I do not believe that for a moment.
I'm just as shocked as you, darling.
Ipswich got absolutely battered at Bellevue a week ago. They've come here and said, we're not getting battered again, and they're, Northampton a tactical down at home. They need to make a change, at least a change, maybe two. There's just too many passengers in this team at the moment. Batch has apparently completed the race.
He did.
Heat number 3 was won by the rider in yellow, Scott Nichols, in a winning time of 59.68. So we've had 59.67 and a 59.68. We're edging up, Palmer. Second in white was Richard Lawson, and third in red Niels Christian Everson. 1 point to Northampton, 5 points to Ipswich, and it's now 6 points to 12 on the night, 49.59 on aggregate.
But it is. Yeah, there's not just... Other than Luke and JMO, as it stands, just Northampton just haven't got any bollocks, have they?
And Kai. Forgot
Like,
Kai.
Yeah, but he only really beat Brennan, who retired.
Yeah, but during the season so far, he's...
Over the course of the... But during, like, this meeting...
Yeah, the
You
gating
you
seems to be
wouldn't-
paramount, don't it? And Ipswich are just making quicker starts at the moment.
you wouldn't get a big slap across the face if you thought Ipswich was the home team.
Heat number 4, gate 1 in yellow is Jason Edwards, gate 2 in blue is Luke Harrison, gate 3 in white is Tobias Mischlek, and gate 4 in red is Nikolai Clint. I've just realised Clint is captain now, ain't he? Batch got stripped to that. Because it was Batch.
Was it?
Sure it was.
I know Clinton's been captain here for... Yeah, I don't... But we watch that much Speedway during our lives, and we listen to that much news of Speedway during our lives. We just forget these things.
Now, we know from following Redcar, as we do quite closely, that Nikolai Clint always has a bad first race, and the last couple of meetings he's gone unbeaten. Then after that, maybe he will start and have a good first race and a good rest of the meeting. Who knows? We'll find out now.
He just needs to have a good meeting, Bush. He needs to have a good first lap round here. So, Start Marshal Capes, he walks away for heat number 4, takes fly, away we go, and Tobias Musiak's made that start. Clint, he's not a million miles off the pace there, and Luke Harrison just there in third as well, with Jason Edwards at the rear of the field here, and Tobias Musiak, he's riding this place like he rode Sheffield, and I tell you what, I remember saying when I used to go to Sheffield regular, I could go and I could watch Tobias Musiak all day ride around Sheffield, and he's doing exactly that here. And maybe Toby's planning a season at Northampton in 2027. Who knows? But this is all but spread out now, and the 6-point gap's going to remain as it stands, barring any form of slips, trips, falls, and mechanical failures, which probably isn't going to happen as we go down back straight, then past the bar for the last time in this race, and Tobias Musiak with a tapes to flag, more podcasts coming soon, win.
Nikolai Clint did Luke Harrison no favours on that first lap. Luke was probably quicker, and Nikolai Clint almost made him completely shut off so he could stay ahead of him. It was a little bit of a strange one, I must admit.
Do you think Luke Harrison is hated in them Northampton pits? You've got Jonas Jepsen not really doing him any favours, and then you've got Clinty not doing him any favours.
The difference is Luke Harrison's performing better than both of them are for Northampton, so...
And that's just put together.
Yes, seat number 4 was won by the rider in white, Tobias Mischlek, second in red, Nikolai Clint, and third in blue, Luke Harrison. Points divided 3 apiece. It's now 9 points to 15, and crucially, after 4 heats at home, Northampton are yet to have a heat winner. We have had heat number 5 at Belleview, and it was won by Zach Cook with Max Frick second and Peter Kilderman third. 4-2 to Bellevue, and it's 18 points to 12 after 5 heats.
Oh God, what does he want?
Who?
Richard Corford.
Oh God.
Dan, you okay? Absolutely chuffing marvellous.
This track could do with some H20. She's getting a bit dusty, and it is cooler than it was last week. It needs a bit of water in it, not just the shale turning over.
Could do with a bit, couldn't it? Kevin! Sorry, couldn't help myself. I've watched too many. I've watched too many Audi adverts.
Thing. Oh.
Yeah, but they used it in an Aldi advert for years ago when they do the like the Kevin the Carrot thingy at Christmas.
Yeah, I remember. So we've spoke about the Cooper Russian incident earlier. The result as a whole, Berwick versus Plymouth in the knockout cup final for the championship. I don't hate Poole in any way, shape or form, but it's nice to see two different teams battling it out for a major trophy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got a very soft spot for Poole, and I'm very close with a few people down there. But it is nice to see a final that doesn't involve Poole for a change. Because let's be honest, there's probably going to be two finals this year in the championship that do involve Poole. So it's nice just to have a bit of a change from time to time.
And we did say when we saw the result of that meeting that it was only, I think it was 4 points Poole took. We said that they would need double figures at least, and they actually ended up losing by 20 points, and no refereeing decisions would have made them lose that much. It would have still been 16 to 18 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you haven't seen it, so I don't want to ruin it too much for you. But certain Poole riders need to have a serious look at themselves.
I have seen people's scores.
I mean, Zach Putt really let Poole down.
Yeah.
Massively.
That's been a bit of a thing this season. He's not the dominant force that you would expect, to be honest.
Now, I understand he didn't necessarily want to do championship this season, but I almost get the feeling he's a little bit too settled at Poole now, and he knows he'll get away with stuff because he stays with Midlow. Midlow, same thing, innit? What's the difference between an E and an O between friends?
Chris Adams has called an emergency team gathering here, and he's reading them the right act. They're all getting together, doing the right things. Do it on the track, boys. Carry on.
Yeah, I think Zach's got a little bit too comfortable at Poole, and maybe he could do with a challenge away from Poole, just to relight the fire in the belly.
But if word is to be believed, this will be his last season at championship level, at least for the time being anyway. Because he initially wasn't doing it this year, was he? And things changed, and he did. Because I suspect Anders was going to be the other Poole Heat leader before Zach made his decision to carry on doing the championship and re-signed. But yeah, this track definitely needs water. It's as dry as Gandhi's flip-flop.
Up the flip-flops.
Yes. Winchester's just sent me something that just says the reason PK was last in E3, I presume it was a bike issue. I don't know. At this exact moment, I don't really care.
No. I bet Winnie's not even gone and bought either stream tonight with that $2,500 he's got sitting in the bank.
Luke and Nikolai can play her in notes. Luke's probably asking why he did him no favours in E4. We got 8 people watching.
Nikolai's probably asking Luke who his barbers are.
Yeah, asking him how to grow hair. We got 8 people watching. Get in the comments, tell us what you think. And for anyone that does like either Plymouth or Redcar, today it's been announced that there is another fixture being added to the list for this Saturday, the 4th of July. Plymouth host Redcar at the Coliseum, 7 o'clock start. That was a rearrangement from the rain off a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, I might watch that instead of Berwick. Oh, 10
people now watching us. Get in the comments, tell us where you're watching from, who you're supporting, what your thoughts are on things, what your thoughts are on us just sitting here talking SH1T. What your thoughts are of the weather cooling down and dropping about 15 degrees, which is absolutely bloody lovely.
Bloody gorgeous.
But we're back next Monday, probably, to do... Is it Kings Lynn and Northampton? That sounds about right.
Something like
I
that,
think
yeah.
it's Kings Lynn and Northampton, which is on BSN. And we're due another heat wave. We're due to get up to about 29 degrees again on that day, so we're going to be sat here complaining about the heat again.
We're gonna bloody die.
I'll go on holiday in a few weeks and we're having all the heat waves before I'll go watch it absolutely piss it down for the entire 2 weeks on the way.
Yes.
Breaking
You
news.
know it's going to happen.
They've not put any water down. Excellent stuff.
Just get some bottles from the bar. I'm sure 5 or 6 would do the trick.
And gate stats so far: 2 wins off gate 3, 1 off 1 and 2, nothing off gate 4, which does beg the question why Nicola Clint opted to take 2 and 4 in the opening set of in the opening heat.
It does beg the question, doesn't it?
But they will have a run of 1 and 3 now, but the way Ipswich have been gating, I don't suspect that will make too much of a difference.
No,
Oh my god! Strawberry Jam still ain't won a race. Heat number 6 at Belleview was won by the rider in red, Brady Kurtz. Jankovic in second and Jordan Jenkins third. Norwich Bladorn retired. 3 points apiece, 21-15. Bladorn!
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Bladorn's a funny one this year because he's shown glimpses, but he's been a bit poor again. Could he be on borrowed time with Bellevue? Is he another one that's getting just a bit too comfy where he is?
I mean, we've said for ages Bladorn needs championship racing, and Mark Lemon had told him this season actually to get a championship spot, and he just hasn't done it.
When he was
and
offered
he
one,
was offered one.
Yeah, when he was offered one, he just said, "Nah, I'm too busy." Well, get busier and get better because you're crap, mate. Heat number 5, gate 1 in red, Niels Christian Everson. Gate 2 in yellow is Danny King. Gate 3 in blue, Troy Batchelor. Gate 4 in white, Tom Brennan. Gate 4 has had 0 wins so far. If Tom Brennan is going to score some points or get his first win of the meeting, he's going to have to change that. Danny King, I would probably say, is favourite for this one as well, to be honest. He's gating well and he's riding on the crest of a wave at the moment, isn't he?
He's a bit good, isn't he, at the minute, is Danny King?
Have you noticed all the Ipswich fans that were on his back last year saying he was outstaying his welcome, etc., and he was this, that and the other, are a little bit silenced this year.
They're a bit quiet this year, aren't they?
Yeah, can't hear them. You know what I find so bizarre? Tom Brennan was wildcard at Manchester and had helmet colours, yet now he's back in league action, he's got his coloured helmets back.
Crazy. So, heat number 5 then. The tapes fly up, away we go then. It's a very good start there for Niels Christian Everson in the red helmet colour. Now what can Tom Brennan do as he blasts himself round the outside? Niels says, "You're not coming round me, pal." So Tom says, "Alright then, I'll try up the inside," and Niels says no. Niels Christian Everson still then has the lead with Tom in second and Danny King in third. And in another postcode towards the rear is Troy Batchelor, to the surprise of nobody, as they enter lap number 3. And I think this is all but settled down now, barring any form of slip, strips, falls and mechanical failures, with Niels Christian Everson showing the form that he showed when he raced here last time, and he was very good then as well, by the way, and leading by example, and he's going to be the first race winner for the Northampton Foxes this evening. And yeah, he's riding quite fast out there as well, so yeah, the Foxes finally get a heat winner. Yeah,
good start from Niels there. Tom and Danny got there with him as well, but he just about shut the door on Tom going down the back straight and pulled away. Troy Batchelor was nowhere near, and we speak about potential changes in Northampton. For me, the first person out the door has got to be Troy Batchelor.
Yes.
I'd rather take a chance on Kevin Pedersen, who will actually try and give his all for all 4 laps, than stick with Troy Batchelor, who could not give a toss.
All about that guarantee. I mean, what? Who said that?
Heat number 5 was won for the first time this evening by a Northampton rider. For the rider in red, Niels Christian Everson. Second in white was Tom Brennan, and third in yellow, Danny King. And the heat was won in 59.47. 3 points apiece, 12 points to 18 now, the progressive scores.
That it is.
Good ride from Niels. Tom straightens up a little bit, which slows Danny down, and that also puts Batch a little bit closer, but in truth, Batch was a little bit crap.
Batch is just a little bit like JF. As soon as someone gets close to him, he poos his pants.
Is that the next t-shirt designed for us by any chance? You're not coming past me, pal.
With a big emphasis on the P in pal.
I'm looking forward to this one. And if Kai Thompson is going to get his first win of the evening, he's going to have to do it from the gate that's not performing at the moment. And he's got Kevin Pedersen on the inside of him, who looked quite established in heat number 2.
That he did indeed.
In number 6, gate 1 in white is Tobias Michalek. Gate 2 in red is Jamin Lindsay. Gate 3 in yellow is Kevin Pedersen. And off the outside in blue is Kai Thompson. Both of these Ipswich riders got a win in their first heats. Jamo made a bad start but battled through for second and got Kai through for third. But you've got to say, on the favoured gates and based off their first heats, it's advantage Ipswich in this one. I love that Kevin Pedersen's literally got Kevin plastered across the bottom of his back on his Kevies.
Oh, it's got it plastered across his mechanics t-shirts and everything as well.
Great.
I think it's just because he does. It's just so he doesn't forget what his first name is.
When he's had a beer or two. What's my name?
I'm like that before I've had a beer.
And your name's only 3 letters when you abbreviate it down to the shortened version.
Normally it is, yeah. Tapes rise anyway for heat number 6, and it's a very good start there from Jamin Lidley, who gets to that first, and Kai Thompson's been forced wide, and Kevin Pedersen's made a bit of a mistake there, and that's allowed Kai Thompson to get into the third. So Jamin Lidley is then out in front, being chased all the way now by
Tobias
Mujak. Him. This heat will be in already, we hadn't had it yet. Yeah, Jamo riding like a number 1 out here, and Toby just pulling a bit of a wheelie as they go down the home straight there, and he's very close, to be fair to Jamo. One mistake from Lidzi and Newsat will be through. Kai Thompson's very, very, very safe in third place now, and with 1 lap left to go then of this race, and Toby's looking to run round the outside here. Can he make something work? Jamo says, no, you're not coming round me old China. So Toby says, all right, then I'll try the inside run. And Jamo sees checkered flag and says, I'll take this one, thanks, pal.
Good gate by Jamo, but Toby was definitely the quicker of the 2. I thought Kai had got there as well, but Kevin Pedersen ran in wide and then in doing so straightened up. Gate 4.
Yes, he did.
Gate 4 is a graveyard tonight. 6 races gone, still not a winner off it. Heat number 6 was won by the rider in red, Jamin Lindsay, in a winning time of 59.70. Second in white was Tobias Michalek, and third in blue, Kai Thompson. 4 points to Northampton, 2 points to Ipswich, and the favoured gates are definitely swinging in the favour of the Foxes now. It's 16 points to 20 after 6 heats, and it's 59 points to 67 on aggregate, although I do fear for Northampton in heat 7, I've got to admit.
Oh, do I?
Oh, we've had a bit of drama in heat number 7 at Belleview. You know, when I say certainties in life, you know how James Sargent touching the tapes in a meeting used to be a certainty?
Yeah.
Jason Doyle twitching at the start is almost a certainty as well. The 2 riders I think of that do it the most now, Jason Doyle and Adam Ellis. And Jason Doyle has got a warning at Belleview for doing it, but he did win heat number 7. Ben Cook was disqualified because he touched the tapes and went off 15 metres. Cooper Russian finished second, and Ben Cook off 15 metres finished ahead of Tate Zischke for a shared heat. Jason Doyle is still yet to be beaten by an opponent since signing for Bellevue.
Oh, the drama, Mick. I just bloody love it.
I love the Gavin and Stacey reference there. You like Jason Doyle, I don't mind Doyle, but he does get twitchy at the start, don't he? He's done that for years.
Nice guy is Doily, but he does like a nibble or two.
Hit number
And to be
7.
fair, so do we.
Yes, gate 1 in red, Richard Lawson. Gate 2 in white. Sorry, gate 1 in red is Nicola Clint. Gate 2 in white, Richard Lawson. Gate 3 in blue, Jonas Shepson. Gate 4 in yellow, Scottalus Nichols. This pairing for Ipswich got a 5-1 in their opener. Nicola Clint with a second place so far to his name. Jonas Shepson made a hash of his first one.
Absolutely. Wants the Viking berry. Can't beat it.
Oh, lovely stuff.
Oh. Tapes rise then 4. Heat number 7 away. We go. It's a fairly even start there, but it's Nikolai Clinton that just about gets that first turn first. Now, what can the two Ipswich boys do? As Nikolai goes wide, and that's to allow both Ipswich boys through. And like a witch coming through on the brooms. Well, there was 2 of them, and now the Ipswich boys have established a 5-1, and I don't know about Ipswich, but the Northampton boys look like they may as well be racing in Southampton at this point. As Scott Nichols, just as a change for the Premiership, is about to go 2 rides unbeaten, which is unheard of in Premiership Speedway this day and age. Richard Lawson doing really well there as well in second, and Nikolai, for saying he had a bloody brilliant start, he really did mess it up on that first and second turns, which is take another 5-1.
And that's the first win of the evening off gate number 4. Nicola Clint made a brilliant start, did drift wide in the opening turn, shit his pants and nearly clattered the fence. Both the witches dived up the inside of him. There is an acknowledgement between Scott and Nicola. Nicola apologising for giving Scott a bit of an heart attack. He was a bit out of shape. There was no malice in it. He lifted and ran really wide, and they both came up the inside. But when you're getting on in years like Scotty is, that would have probably caused a change of underpants to be required.
Let's be honest, Nikolai's no spring chicken either, is he?
It's true, but fair play, he did apologise, even though nobody at all would have thought that was deliberate, to be honest. 60.68, the winning time. Heat number 7 was won by the rider in yellow, Scott Nichols, in a winning time of 60.68. Second in white, Richard Lawson, and third in red, Nicola Clint. 1 point to Northampton, 5 to Ipswich, and after a mini fight back by Northampton in Heat 6, the Witches stamp their authority again and open up an 8-point lead now, with 17 points to 25 on the night, 60 points to 72 on aggregate, and it's the first win of the meeting for gate number 4.
Look, it's time, right? But it finally got its first race winner.
It didn't gate, but they did both look like they were going to pass Clinty, whether it lifted or not, to be honest. They were both breathing down his neck, weren't they? We've got 12 people watching. Get in comments. Give us, I don't know, a life story. Tell us who you support. Tell us what ice creams you're eating, what you had for tea, what you thought of the heat wave, what you now think that it's cooled down. What you think of Northampton losing at home. What you think of Jason Doyle still being unbeaten since joining Belleview.
We've had a message in our group chat saying F off Clint.
Adam?
How did you guess?
To be fair, they're watering. It's about sodding time. There wasn't a lot he could do there, to be honest. He gated, he lifted. There's not a lot you can do about that.
He could have, put his wheel down and then use his twisty thing that makes his bike supposedly go fast.
Shall we take a quick 30 seconds while these are doing a bit of H20 watering?
Let's take a moment. Hello, everybody. Just before we talk about Northampton, we've got a little scenario on it's Manchester, mate, innit? As Norwich Dawn has absolutely blitzed heat number 8 in a winning time of 61.53. Second in the blue helmet colour was William Cairns, and the third place was Chris Harris.
Oh dear. At least one multiple-time British champion is doing well tonight, and it's not old Christopher.
So that was 5 to Belleview, 1 to Kings Lynn, making it 29 points to 19.
We've just opened up our snacks for the stream now. I've got cherry cola flavoured squishies.
Oh,
Really
nice.
They're very nice, I must admit. What have you made of this one so far?
This has probably been the best meeting I've seen from Northampton so far this year. Which doesn't really say a lot because they've all been a little bit crap.
We spoke about this in the start. This year will probably be a season for the track to bed in, and you'll probably see the better stuff come next season, won't you? It was like Belleview when they got the National Stadium. It took a season pretty much for it to bed in for racing, and now look at it. I know this is night and day compared to this, but a track needs to bed in for bikes before. I know they have stocks, different thing entirely, ain't it?
The problem with this track is that as soon we lay it for Speedway, put loads of dirt on it for Speedway, and then as soon as the meeting's finished, they take it off for stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, if you've at Scunny, and I'm only saying this because I work there, we don't. Not that we've got a lot of dirt to take off, but we keep what dirt we have on the track, so it maintains that sort of consistency, and it handles both really well. I don't know if it's worth these. Just at least trialing it for one meeting. There's
been another heat at Belleview. Heat number 9. Ben Cook came in as a tactical substitute in yellow. I can tell ya, it's 1-1 between Zach and Ben now. Heat number 9 was won by Jan Kvek in white. Second in blue was Zach Cook, and third in red Peter Kilderman. Tactical substitute Ben Cook, absolutely nil poir. 3-3, 32-22. A tactical substitute is wasted by Kingston.
That had Mark Lemon on it saying, Ben, if you finish last here, pal, I'll print your contract for next season while you're still here.
The way he's riding tonight, I wouldn't bank on him wanting him next season.
So, the big rumour is they want both the Cooks there next year. But, it's only, June, July?
It's nearly July. And we should say, Happy New Season, Dave Palmer. For the first time in what feels like forever, you're back at the Eddie Wright Raceway on Friday.
Oh my God! It's only been 6 weeks.
Just a mere 6. We've had 2 heat waves. England are in the World Cup.
But yeah, if you're in the Lincolnshire area on Friday, don't know why you would be, because you lovely people have things to do up the Hitler on the telly. But if you are in the Lincolnshire area, get yourself down to the Eddie Wright Raceway on Friday, where we host the Plymouth Gladiators, as our associate would say. Gladiators ready! Ah! In what should be an enthralling Cab Direct Championship fixture between 2 very good teams, and
I got Plymouth in. I just had to rack my brain as to who you were against.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't have said the Gladiators ready, but if it was against Northampton.
I weren't listening, I'll be honest.
Ah, fair enough.
I was using my selective hearing for a moment. if Northampton are going to make any inroads into this, they need a heat advantage of some kind here. And Danny King's going quite quickly, so that's not going to be easy.
No, absolutely not.
We go 4-3-2-1 in points here as well. Gate number 1 in blue, Luke Harrison on 3 and a bonus point from 2 rides. Jason Edwards gate 2 in yellow on 1 point. Kai Thompson gate 3 in red on 2 points, and Danny King off the outside on 4 and a bonus. But the outside gate did win the last heat, so will it repeat that for Danny? Or Luke seems to have settled, particularly at home. Still some work to do on the road, but they're dialing your home track first, and he's definitely doing that.
Absolutely.
I must admit, I've been a bit disappointed with Jason Edwards. Not just tonight, generally this season.
Yeah, he's not been what he knows he can do. So, heat number 8 takes fly up, away we go. It's a very good start there from Kai Thompson there in the red helmet colour, and Luke Harrison's in the third at the minute, but looking to come underneath Danny King. Danny says, "You're not coming around me, pal. You might be the under-19 champion of Great Britain, but you're not coming around me. I'm the 2016 British champion." Not that absolutely means anything at all. But yeah, Kai Thompson showing why he's been an absolute revelation for Foxes at the minute. With he's leading Danny King by about 5 bike lengths at the minute, and Luke's very settled there in third. Jason Edwards, as you were lied to at the start of the race, has been very, very disappointing, and now Luke's trying to see if he can make the outside line work. Come on, Dan, get your bloody words out right, man. As yeah, Luke's gone wide. He's got a bit closer to Danny, but not really enough in there to make any form of challenge. If we'd have done that a lap or two before, it might have been a bit better. But yeah, Fox has got the heat advantage at least.
Yeah, good start by Kai Thompson, and Danny King was there with him. Luke made a decent enough one, but just went a little bit too narrow on the first turn, and Danny pulled away. But Luke had to kind of create the gap between him and Jason Edwards before adventuring out a little bit. Once he'd made that, he did. He gained ground, but yeah, I don't think he would have passed anyway, regardless. But it was a smart ride to first of all create the gap back to Jace in case anything were to go wrong. But he did put Danny King under a little bit of pressure. Heat number 8 was won by the rider in red, Kai Thompson, in a winning time of 59.77. Second in white, Danny King, and third in blue, Luke Harrison. 4 points to Northampton, 2 points to Ipswich. It's now 21-27 on the night, 64-74 on aggregate. I suspect we will see a tactical substitute in 9 because Batcher has been crap.
Yes, I'm expecting either a Jamin, a Kai, or a Jamin or a Kai in blue here.
Heat number 10 at Belleview was won by the rider in red, Brady Kurtz. Second in white, Ben Cook, and third in blue, Norwich Bladorn. Cooper rushing at the rear. 4-2 in Bellevue's favour. It's now 36 points to 24 after 10 heats.
Oh.
Now, who do you put in as a tactical here? It's going to be JMO, ain't it?
It's going to be Jam Jar.
Which means there will then be a break because JMO's out in 10 as well.
It is JMO in blue here.
We could be team managers.
No, we couldn't. That would mean having to go to meetings.
And then we won't be able to watch them on the telly box. You're bloody right, we couldn't be team managers.
Exactly.
And Northampton are off the favoured gates here, but JMO's not particularly been gating at the moment. Or he has gated, but not look quick. There's been no real in between. Heat number 9.
You are correct, sir.
Well, I do like to be from time to time. Heat 9, Gate 1 in blue, the tactical substitute Jamon Lindsay comes in to replace Troy Batchelor. Gate 2 in white is Tobias Mishlek. Gate 3 in red is Niels Christian Everson, impressive winner last time out. And off the outside in yellow is Kevin Yule Pedersen, impressive winner of Heat 2, just lifted and got himself out of shape in his last one. With all due respect, this is a really difficult race for Kevin Yule Pedersen.
Just a tad, isn't it?
Tobias Muszalek, one of the bigger hitters in the league on his day, is capable. JMO, former, was it under 21 or Australian champion, under 21 world champion? I can't bloody remember.
No, he was a world under 21 champion.
That's the one. And Niels Christian Everson, who spent a good chunk of his career in the Grand Prix, so a lot of experience on the inside of Mr. Yul Pedersen.
Yes. Yes, there is. So, riders and understarters orders for heat number 9. Takes fly up, away we go. Niels Christian Everson's made a beautiful start there, but more concerningly for Foxes, Jamin Lidsey hasn't, and he's struggling to get past Kevin Yul Pedersen, and Kevin Pedersen's got his wheels in dirt, and that's where they need to be, and yeah, Jamo's just not. He's just not getting. Jamo looks like he's riding like he wants to be sacked. It's the only way I can put it. Maybe he just wants to go back to Bellevue and he's just there just to lower average. Who knows? But very disappointing. Tobias Muszalek's impressive night's going to continue with Niels in there in second, and Kevin Yul Pedersen holding off the home number 1, although Jamo goes wide, but he can't make an impact. Jamin Lidsey is the Steve Wobble of the Championship of 2025, probably the worst number 1 in league. I'm brief.
Not very good, is he? Kevin Pedersen did really well there, though. Fair play to the ball.
I like Kevin Yul Pedersen, I just don't like the fact he's a Ouija.
If I were Northampton, I'd be going up to him and saying, do you want a job? Put the feelers out to him. Northampton have got passengers, their number 1 being the biggest one. Their number 1 is absolutely wank.
He's not very good.
Heat number 9 was won by the rider in white, Tobias Muszalek, in a time of 60.22. Second in red, Niels Christian Everson, and third in yellow, Kevin Yul Pedersen. The tactical substitute, Jamin Lidsey, channeling his inner countryman Troy Batchley, were replaced and winning absolutely sod all. 2 points to Northampton, 4 to Ipswich, 23 points to 31 on the night, 66 to 78 on aggregate. There is going to be a slight delay because Jamin Lidsey's got 2 on the bounce, although to be honest, I'd probably put a reserve in because they're probably better than him.
Oh, come on and do the conga.
Jason Doyle's unbeaten run since joining Bellevue has come to an end at the hands of both Max Frick and Christopher Calvin Harris.
Imagine, right? You get 5-1 by bloody William Kent, and then you can't go and beat bloody Jason Doyle. How? Just how?
Heat 11 was won by Max Frick, Chris Harris in second, and Jason Doyle third. 1 point to Bellevue. 5 to Kings Lynn, it's 37-29. I think your 61-29 is a little bit out of the window now.
As long as Bellevue get 5-0 for the rest of the way, and I got the 29 bit right. I always think optimistically till it's impossible.
You mean
so until he... Yes.
Excellent stuff. Kevin Pedersen is in his first meeting at this track, and he raced that track better than home number 1 Jamin Lidsey, who's had the amount of meetings Northampton have had here. Jamin Lidsey is awful. There's no other way to say it. He is shite.
No, I mean, obviously I saw this Northampton team at Bellevue a couple of weeks ago and Jamin was fantastic. But it seems like the only track Jamin's any good at is Bellevue.
Yeah. I've just missed a comment from Big Al. Big Al's commented, "Evening fellas, hope you're both well. Berwick v Plymouth in a final. Never thought I'd see the day Poole weren't in a final."
Hey guys, it's me, Big Al.
And again, a big thanks to Al for our intro earlier.
Can be played if you people want it.
that's going to be a new thing for us this season as well. Now for the rest of the season, there's going to be a special intro when we can do one.
Yes. But don't worry, I have been thinking today about other ones that we can have.
And it'll probably be a week tonight when the next one is. We are watching Leicester and Northampton Thursday. We're watching it with some pals, so we won't be doing a watch along for that one.
Primarily because they've basically funded it for us because they're very nice people.
Someone's commenting, someone's spamming off the heart thing emoji on the YouTube comments. Get on. It's a good time to do the old YouTube thing, I suppose, Palmer, and if you enjoy what you're watching, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers.
Yeah.
That's not a lot in YouTube terms, but for a couple of fat lads just sat here talking about Speedway for a couple of hours, you know.
Right. If we get to 200 subscribers, I'll have a word with Rob Godfrey to see if we can get a free ticket to Scunthorpe, which the amount of stuff I do for him, he should just say yes. And we'll do a little competition and the winner can have a free ticket to Scunny.
Heat number 10, gate 1 in blue, Kai Thompson, impressive winner of heat number 8. Gate 2 in yellow, Scott Nichols, unbeaten by an opponent so far. Gate 3 in red, Jamie Lindsay, who's just been beat by an opposition reserve. And off the outside in white, Richard Lawson, who was also unbeaten by an opponent on 4 paid 6 points.
Well, it is.
Watch Lindsay go and win this one now and then 2 maximums.
You know it's going to happen. So, heat number 10. Capesy walks away, then takes fly away. We go to fairly even start with boys. The Foxes get there first. And Scotty Nichols went to go blast round the outside. And he's only gone backwards. And it's now the the Foxes on a 5-1. But Rich Lawson's got the right line there. Can he get himself round Kai? That is the question. Is Kai blocks Lawson's run down. Lawson up the inside like a knife through. What butter. Beautiful move. Now what can Kai do? They're very, very, very close here. And this is now allowing JMO to just extend his lead over Richard Lawson. And that was probably the best move of the season at Northampton, to be honest. As we enter the final lap now, and you called this one. JMO would go and win this one and ruin 2 maximums. And they're certainly doing that. Kai's closing in on Richard Lawson as they go down back straight then for the final time this race. But Richard just out of shape there, but Kai not able to take the second place.
Yeah, both the Foxes made a good start then, but as we probably suspected, Jamie Lindsay cleared off and won the race when he wasn't a tactical. Bit bizarre, but he wins it. Good ride by Richard Lawson to read Kai Thompson's attempt to block him and just cut back underneath him. Kai was all over him again, but didn't want to risk diving in and sending them both tumbling. Can understand it, and there's just not that much material on the outside for Kai to do one of his big bursts.
Yes.
Heat number 10 was won by the rider in red, Jamin Lindsay. Second in white, Richard Lawson. And third in blue, Kai Thompson. Scott Nichols at the rear, and his max goes kaput. 4 points to Northampton, 2 to Ipswich. It's back down to a 6-point lead now for the Witches. It's 27 points to 33 after 10.
That it is. Tell you what, I'll have a quick look, see if there's out and in down Manny.
There's not. I think they might be on their interval.
Bloody hell.
What are you having for your pudding tonight?
I had some like jammy Dodgers, but instead of it being jamming inside a biscuit, it was jam inside of like a shortbread style cake.
We can say Luke Harrison replaces Jonas Shepson here. Apologies for cutting you off.
It's alright. Yeah, just jam inside a bit of cake that tasted a bit like shortbread.
Sounds very nice. Heat 11 gate 1 in white, Tom Brennan. We'll talk about poor number ones. There is one. Gate 2 in red is Nicola Clint. Gate 3 in yellow, Danny King. And off the outside in blue, the reserve change, Luke Harrison. Off the unfavoured gate, it's got to be said, difficult race, but Jonas Jeppsen's been sodding awful.
Yeah, he's not been the best, has he?
Neither has Mr. Brennan.
No. If I was a betting man, which I'm certainly not, Danny King's odds-on favourite to win this one.
Yeah, or if Nicola Clint can trap her, not lift.
So, Starmaster and walking away for heat number 11. Nikolai had a nibble.
He's
Takes his
gained an
risen
advantage.
and he's gained an advantage there when
Reds
the Reds are out.
That's going to be a warning. He wasn't moving when they went up, but he did have a twitch. He did stop, but he did gain an advantage because of it, and he will get a warning for that.
Nikolai likes having a twitch on. Apparently.
Oh. So on the programme we'll highlight he was stationary when they went up, but he definitely gains an advantage for double clutching it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've highlighted in red on the online scorecard for anyone that's following along, so that we know he's on a warning. Needed to do that because, let's be honest, this heat probably favours Danny King, and if Tom Brennan can get out there, he's got the ability to hold on. Whether he does or not, different matter, but he's got the ability to.
He gets a little warning sign next to his face. That's cool.
Yes. Same 4 riders, same 4 gates. Nicola Clint on a warning, which will stay with him for the rest of the meeting.
That it is. You're absolutely correct, sir.
I love that even after all these years away from Wolves, Nicola Clint is still sponsored by Wolverhampton Skips. It's on his knee.
He's based around there, isn't he? I think he lives in Wolverhampton.
He's based in the Midlands, yeah. At least he was last time I knew.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw something. It might have been in Speedway Star, but I'm sure it said he was living in Wolverhampton.
He's very much made himself at home in Britain now, and he's like some of the other people who've come over. Roy Schlein, Jason Dahl, Nils Christian Everson, people like that have made themselves a real cornerstone.
Get all them in British final.
Yes.
Let's start
Jan
the debate.
will be next. He'll make himself a British national.
Yes. So heat number 11 then. Startmaster walks away. Tapes fly away we go. It's a fairly even start there. But Nikolai Clint does gate, and he does get to that first to first. Now what can the 2 Ipswich boys do? Not a lot, as Luke Harrison's just gone storming up the inside there of Danny King. And Luke's got Tom Brennan in his sights. And Danny King's got Luke Harrison in his sights. And now Luke Harrison right underneath Luke Harrison there. Now what could Luke Harrison do? He's looking down at his bike as if to say, my bike is a bit poo, pal. Why is it not scoring me points? As we go into third lap, then it's going to be a free barring any form of slip strips, falls and mechanical failures. And Nikolai Clint's established dominance on this race now. And Tom Brennan looking a little bit more impressive here in second. And Danny King and Luke Harrison are having a right little ding-dong at the back now. Danny to the inside, Luke to the outside. Danny going wide, Luke up the inside. Can Luke do it? Oh. Going down the last 2 turns, and fair play to Luke. I think
He's done him!
Luke done him!
What a last lap by Luke Harrison.
And his steel shoes come off.
Excellent stuff.
That makes it even better.
Brilliant last lap by Luke Harrison. He was laying that up for a couple of laps, and he dived up the inside. It just looked like he'd missed out, and then Danny King runs wide on the last couple of bends, and Luke nips up the inside, chops his nose off over the line. And Luke Harrison's coming of age, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Fantastic ride by Luke, that. And
Great race, that.
Kai there to give him a round of applause. There is a real togetherness with this Northampton team. It's just a shame a couple of the people you would expect to be doing better are.
Yes.
Heat number 11 was won by the rider in red, Nikolai Clint. Second in white, Tom Brennan. And third on the line in blue, Luke Harrison. 4 points to Northampton, 2 to Ipswich. Closes the gap a little bit more with 11 heats gone. It's 31 points to Northampton, 35 to Ipswich.
Yeah, this was a right little ding-dong, this, with Danny and Luke, as we see the replays here. Luke just went a little bit too wide on that last couple of turns, and that just allowed Danny just to storm right underneath him there, and there was a little bit of argy-bargy with Luke there. I think he started to lose his steel shoe there as well, which is very uncomfortable if you've ever ridden a bike without a steel shoe or with a steel shoe hanging off your boot. It's not very comfortable. So for Luke to pull that move he did off in the last lap without a steel shoe was even that little bit more impressive.
If you're Chris Adams, do you give Jepsen his ride back here to use Luke in 14 off gate 2? Or do you leave Luke in off the gate he's just came from? But then have to use Jepsen in 14?
I'd ban Jepsen in here.
And get him done?
Especially with having Troy Batchelor as your race partner in Heat 14.
Yeah, that's got 5-1 to Ipswich written all over it, ain't it?
Yeah, I think if Luke's in there, maybe...
Unless, no, he can't replace Batchelor. He's only had 2 rides, so the 2 riders that are due out in Heat 14 have only had 2 rides apiece, so...
That's bad management from Christopher Peter Adams. I don't know if his middle name's Peter, but it is now.
Do you want to go for the scorers while they're on the screen?
Well, for the Northampton Foxes, Jamie Lidsey on 8 points, Kai Thompson 6 at a bonus, Niels Christian Neveson 6, Troy Batchelor hasn't scored yet, Nikolai Clint 6, Jonas Shipson, not Luke Harrison 5 and a bonus. For Ipswich, Tom Brennan 4, Danny King 6 and 1, Richard Lawson 6 and 2, Scott Nichols 6, Tobias Musialak 8, Kevin Your Pedersen 4, Jason Edwards 1.
There has been another heat at Belleview. We've now had heat number 12, which was won by Ben Cook in white with Peter Kilderman in second and Will Cairns in third. Jordan Jenkins retired. He's moved back to the Premiership. Not going bloody well, is he?
It's not going as well as what he did on his debut for Berwick.
No. And he did well at Poole last week as well, didn't he, to be fair? I think he got paid double figures. I think it was 9 paid 12 or something silly like that.
Yeah, it was something like that, wasn't it?
But that mathematically does now rule out your 61-29, if it was ever in doubt.
Well, if anything, it just means one thing. Kings Lynn are a better team than Leicester, and they're a better team than Ipswich in the race around Bellevue.
But when they race anywhere else, they're not, because they're crap as well.
Who?
Kings Lynn.
Yes.
Winnie
that is correct.
has commented, the legend Cornetto eater just had my mint Cornetto and it broke in half. Made the save, just about, nearly ended up in the downstairs balcony.
Oh, I'm glad you saved it, sir.
That would have been a fate worse than death.
Yes.
Northampton having another team talk here. Well, everybody apart from JMO who's talking to the referee. Some situations a ref refuses to talk to a rider. Some situations you stand and have a chinwag with them like JMO just was.
As you do.
And I do fear for Northampton, particularly as you said in 14, with Batchelor and Jepsen off the unfavoured gates as well. Yeah, I've got fear for them.
In the words of somebody that I saw on TikTok the other week, it don't look good, bruv.
Hit number 13 didn't look good for Kings Lynn at Bellevue either. It was won by the rider in red, Brady Kurtz, second in blue, Jason Doyle, and third in yellow, Yankovic. 5-1 in Bellevue's favour, 45 points to 33. There's a lot of theories that Bellevue won't have both Brady Kurtz and Dan Bewley next season. Could Max Frick be on that little average dropping thing, or is he just having a really shit season? Because I haven't been very impressed with him at all this year whenever we've watched it, to be honest.
No, especially when he went and won one of the Grand Prix rounds in Manchester. I know obviously it rained a little bit, but that's not the point. I mean, there is talk at the minute of Bewley being at Ipswich.
I think
There's also talks of Kurtz being there, but I can't see them both being there.
no, but
But
I could see some Grand Prix riders now going there with the deal with Václav as well. Both Kurtz and Bewley ride for Václav.
That's what I was just about to get to. I could see like one of the Grand Prix riders being in both Wrocław and Ipswich, and I could see maybe one of the Polish under-24 juniors being in both teams as well to help the development a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Richard Coleman did put in that statement that one of the big aims of this was to help Ipswich put the team together for 2027. So it kind of makes sense.
Something tells me that Polish Speedway may not have priority over Ipswich riders next season. There may be an agreement reached. Every other team, sod it, will probably see Bellevue partner up with Big Josh soon.
Up the Big Josh.
We're just,
You never know. You never know. We might see Kings Lynn partner with Torrid, which would enable a certain Kings Lynn Norfolk-born British rider to go back to Kings Lynn.
Would that be the half German one by any chance?
Yeah, that's the one.
What a pass by Luke. We're just watching it back. Luke's being interviewed by Lee Kilby. Really good pass, and you'll be hoping Luke carries this form on for Scunny on Friday.
Oh, absolutely, I will be. Although, to be fair, I'd quite like that 2 and then 1s to be freeze.
Yes.
But we're only against Plymouth, so there should be, really.
Shall we take a quick breather?
We'll have a quick moment. Hello. We was just having a nice little discussion, so we thought we'd go off. So hello, we're back. Good evening.
Alright.
All right. We're not going to do a stream now ever again without me impersonating a brummy.
You know what we'll do? Well, we've got a few minutes while they're on an interval, I think. We'll nominate our riders of the night.
I tell you what, you go first.
Or ever so kind, Luke Harrison.
I'm glad we're going for different riders then.
Oh,
Kevin
you going
Pedersen.
Gavin? Yeah, I thought you might. Kevin! So that rider of the night poll is now live and will run until the conclusion of heat number 14. So you can all vote in the poll for your rider of the night. There are 11 people watching at the moment. So yeah, vote your rider of the night. Heat 14 has happened at Belleview. It was a win for the rider in red, Zach Cook. Second in blue, Zishki. And third in white, Cooper Russian. 5-1 in Bellevue's favour, makes it 50 points to 34.
That meeting's been closer than I expected. Let's have a look, see who Bissonner has put on as their riders of the evening.
I don't need to have a look at what the winning time for Heat 11 was because BSN didn't give you.
How the bloody hell has he been nominated for Rider of the Night?
Oh, I dread to think who.
Jamin Lidsey.
BSN drunk or something?
The other three, I get.
Have they watched the other meeting or something? Are they having a laugh?
I mean, so Jamin Lidsey's been nominated, don't know how. Luke Harrison can also be nominated. And for the Witches, they've gone for Scott Nichols and Tobias Muszliak.
I've got to probably say it should have been Kai Thompson who was... I don't know. I've got nothing.
But as it stands at the current point of time, Luke Harrison's winning the BSN Rider of the Night vote with 71% of votes. Tobias Muszliak sitting in second on 22%. Scott Nichols in third with 8%. To the surprise of nobody, Jamin Lidsey is fourth with 2% of the votes.
Who's winning it, Luke?
Luke.
Correct decision as well. If it helps, we've had 4 votes on ours and Luke is winning ours at the moment as well, 3 votes to 1.
He deserves it, to be fair. He's been good value tonight.
Yeah, he's done really well, and he's retaining his spot in Heat 12, which means they are going with the Bachelor and Jepsen combination. It's no good dragging it close now and then having that pair of idiots out in 14 to screw it all.
Unless Jepsen replaces one of Clint or Lidsey in 13.
But that wouldn't make any sense, would it?
I can't see it happening, but this is Northampton, so it could happen.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? Luke Harrison is now winning 5 votes to 1.
Good.
From 6 votes, Luke Harrison has got 5 of them.
The Heat 11 time, by the way, here was 59.91.
Yes. Kevin, your Pedersen's been valued for money. I think Northampton could do a lot worse than look at it towards him, to be honest.
Least he can do is tell them no.
I don't think he would. I think he's a rider that probably wants to be racing in the top league.
I mean, he deserves to be in there.
In number 12, gate 1 in yellow is Kevin Yule Pedersen, 4 points to his name, more than done his job tonight. Gate 2 in red is Niels Christian Everson. Gate 3 in white is Richard Lawson, and off the outside in blue, Luke Harrison. Impressive pass on Danny King last time out before the interval. Off this gate actually, but didn't make a particularly good fist of it from the start. But we'll be hoping to do better here, but no easy task with Richard Lawson just to the inside of you. who can get it.
Absolutely not.
It's got a nice new lid as well as of Lawson, blue and pink and black. It's very, very catchy on the eye.
That's it. Mushy's got white helmet cover on it that's a bit dirty. It could use the wash if Mrs. Lawson's listening. So, heat number 12, start match up. So, takes fly. Away we go. It's a very good start there for the two Ipswich boys. That gate on a 5-1. Now, what can Niels Christian Everson do? As he's all over the back of Kevin Yule Pedersen, Luke Harrison, who had a brilliant ride last time out, is disappointingly at the rear of the field here. And Kevin Yule Pedersen now looks towards the inside run to see if Niels will go around the outside, and they're like, no, pal. So Kevin goes back to inside, and this is a little bit drawn out, and this will open the gap to 8 points. And yeah, disappointing for the Foxes here in this one. Not Clint, Everson. They're both Danish, and they've both got weird names. Is very, very close to Kevin Yule Pedersen, but I just don't quite think there's enough in the tank there for Niels to get through. And Northampton's misery of this season is going to continue as Ipswich take a big 5-1.
I thought Lawson was going to let Pedersen win. That he did hand signal to him. I don't know whether he was telling him to stay low or whether he was trying to get him to come through for the win. Because we know Lawson does like a bonus point.
He likes a bonus point, and I'm just saying well, I was going to say he's got his pool bike, but one half of it's his pool covers, the other half's his Ipswich covers.
Yes.
Weird man.
He doesn't buy a lot of new stuff, does he, Richard Lawson? He just recycles old stuff.
Yes, he does.
Heat number 12 was won by the rider in white, Richard Lawson, in a time of 61 seconds exactly. Second in yellow, Kevin Yule Pedersen, and third in red, Niels Christian Everson. 1 point to Northampton, 5 points to Ipswich with 2 heats plus the nominated to go. It's 32 points to 40, and Ipswich are 3 points away from mathematically securing the aggregate.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got to say, it's going to take a massive bottle job now for Ipswich to F this up. Some may say a Northampton kind of bottle job.
Have you just been about to say the same thing I've said in that chat?
Close.
It'll either be Northampton that get rid of Batchelor to sign Pedersen, or Ipswich will get rid of Birds and Bangs and sign him. It would make sense if he's got to come in for Glasgow meetings on Fridays anyway, to come in Thursdays for Ipswich or Northampton, both race on a Thursday. In number 13, gate 1 in red, Jamin Leeds is somehow up for rider of the night, Sod knows how. Gate 2 in white is Tom Brennan, looked a little bit more consistent tonight, but not really scoring the points you'd expect from a number 1. Gate 3 in blue is Nikolai Clint, and off the outside in yellow is Tobias Muslek, who's got, I believe, 2 wins to his name. 2 wins and a second. Tom's got 2 seconds, Clint's got 3, 2 and a 1, and JMO's got 2 wins but has also got a second and the last to his name.
He has.
It's 5-1 or bust here, because I'm almost certain that we'll get 5-1 in 14 as well as 12.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain they will, to be honest.
Could we see Kevin Pedersen come in to replace Jace in 14? I would be.
I would. But I'm not all hurry. So, tapes rising on heat number 13, and the two Foxes have got to the first turn first. Now, what could Tobias do? Right round outside. JMO says, you're not coming round me, pal. So, Toby says, you just watch me, friend. And just like a knife, going for what? But right round outside. Easy as you like. Now, Tobias has got Nikolai Clint in his sights, but the 2 crap number 1s sitting in the 3rd and 4th positions. But Tobias is the only one in this one that's actually got any bollocks. And he's just about to go right around the outside here of Nikolai Clint. Clint says, No, you're not coming round me old cherub. So Toby says, all right then, watch me. I'll come up the inside instead. We've got 1 lap to go. This is going to be quite the entertaining finish, this. So what the bloody hell's he doing? Jesus. And that's allowed J-Mo to get close to him, but I need to lie down to get my breath back.
Really, really intelligent ride from Nicola Clint there. We've said he's admitted himself he struggled this season. That was a very, very intelligent ride. And there's an handshake between the two as well. He just saw everything Toby was going for, and they're comparing notes. But it was a really intelligent ride from Nicola to hold him at the quicker Tobias off, who was much quicker.
Absolutely.
And Tom Brennan continues to be a disappointment this season. I don't know how else we can say it. Hit number 13 was won by the rider in blue, Nicola Clint. Second in yellow, Tobias with a winning time of 60.23, much quicker than Richard Lawson in heat 12. Second in yellow was Tobias Muslek, and third in red, Jamin Lidsey. Tom Brennan finished at the rear of the field. 4 points to Northampton, 2 to Ipswich. It's not enough. 36 points to 42, and Ipswich now move on to a 10-point aggregate lead with 10 points remaining up for grabs. So they just need a finisher to guarantee the aggregate point. And to be honest, they're probably clear favourites to take the points on the night as well. I'm going to stop trying to predict Northampton to win in our fantasy league team because in our predictions league because they're shit.
They're not great.
They're Birmingham based a little bit in Northampton.
Yes. You watch the next 2 weeks, it will go 9-3 and I will get the 45-45 thing right. I don't know where the 3 bit is coming from for... Sorry. I don't know where the 9's coming from for Northampton.
5-1 in 14 and then the 4-2 in 15.
Let's be honest though, the only team getting a 5-1 in 14 ain't Northampton.
No, it's not. Kevin Pedersen comes in.
Kevin. Up the Kevin.
Smart move. Jason Edwards has been really disappointing tonight. And it's even more guaranteed to be a 5-1 now, I think. Oh dear. Here number 14, gate 1 in white, Scott Nichols, gate 2 in blue, Jonas Jepsen, gate 3 in yellow, reserve switch, Kevin York Pedersen, and off the outside in red is Troy Batchelor. They're on the favoured gates. There's literally nothing that gives me any hope for Northampton in this one whatsoever.
No, me neither.
It's been a little while since Jonas Jepsen was out actually as well. When was the last time he was on track? It was... 7.
Damn.
And Batchelor was 5. Batcher's had a little while to wait around.
So,
Batcher's moved.
Batch moved and Kevin moved, to be fair.
Batcher's moved.
Red's straight on.
He won't be able to be replaced either because he needs to be taking this ride. So now he goes off 15. But Kevin
he moved, but I don't think he touched him.
Nah, might just be a warning then. Kevin moves after Batch moves. Warning for old Troy Butt.
Even Troy put his hand up there. Maybe he's a changed man.
Same 4 riders, same 4 gates. Warning to the rider in red, Troy Batchelor. That warning's gone on to the wrong rider. That weren't Jonas Jepsen that moved power, that was Troy Batchelor.
Bloody hell, BSN. Sort your shit out.
That statement probably applies to Northampton as well. To be honest.
Come on, boys, sort your shit out now. In the famous words of Christopher Daniel Palmer Adams.
What an excellent middle name.
Well, it's all right, isn't it? It's just what I got given. I'm not going to try commentate a race in a Brummy accent because it wouldn't sound good. Tapes rise then for 8:14. It was a slightly tidier start there, and Scott Nichols gets the lead, and now
No bloody way!
This is a turn up for the Bucks. Kevin Pedersen's at the back, and now what can Scott Nichols do? Is he looking to come round the outside here of Jonas Shepson? And technically speaking, this is a Workington Comets 5-1. These two are used to riding together, but we didn't have this in the books as the Foxes then. And Yepson's looking out to see where Troy Batchelor is, even though Troy Batchelor is there out in front of him. And and there's now quite a substantial distance between them. What the bloody hell has happened to Troy Batchelor, and why is he not being shit as we enter the final lap then? And Kevin Yule Pedersen, after the brilliance of heat number 12, is quite disappointing here in this one as they come round final couple of turns then. And Troy Batchelor and Jonas Shepson take the 5-1 that we originally said was going to be for Ipswich.
To be fair, Kevin Pedersen was a bit disappointed there, but it didn't help that Scott Nichols was holding him up.
No, absolutely.
Kevin Pedersen was miles faster. And Scotty held him up. Imagine if Northampton hadn't have been 5-1 in 12, we could have been level, Northampton could have been winning, because I would have put Northampton down for a heat advantage in 12, to be honest.
Northampton could still win this.
Heat number 14 was won by the rider in red, Troy Batchelor. Second in blue, Jonas Shepson, and third in white, Scott Nichols. 5-1 to Northampton with one heat to go. Ipswich wrap up the bonus point, but the points for the meeting are still up for grabs. 41 points to 43, while we await the lineup of 15 here. The result of 15 at Belleview was won by the rider in white, Ben Cook. Second in red, Jason Doyle, and third in blue, Zach Cook. Yankovic finished at the rear of the field. That's a 3-all, and the final score in Manchester is 53 points to 37. We're going to end the rider of the night poll for this as well now, and the result is Luke Harrison wins with 83% of the votes to 17, which equates to 5-1 of the 6 votes cast.
Quick maths.
Yes. Quick look at the individual scorers. Max Frick, he's trying to take that title for the worst number 1 in the league as well. 5 points. Chris Harris 5+1. Ben Cook 12+1. Cooper Russian 5+1. Yankovic 8. Jordan Jenkins 1+1, and Jody Scott 1. For Bellevue, Brady Kurtz 12. 4-ride maximum. Norbert Bladorn 5. Peter Kilderman 4+1. Zach Cook 10+1. Jason Doyle 11+1. Tate Zishki 4+2, and Will Cairns 7+2. Equates to 53-37 and 102 points to 78 on aggregate.
Ouch.
Crucially, Danny King gets gate choice, or Ipswich get gate choice for this Heat 15. And looking at the gate stats, 1 and 3 are clear favourites.
Oh, absolutely.
So
this is where Ipswich say we'll have 2 and 4.
Probably. I would imagine it will be Mushliak and Lawson for Ipswich.
Adam has said as well, by the way, that even though the crowd doesn't look great on TV, the grandstand's full.
Fair enough. Who goes for Northampton? I think Nikolai Clint's got to be in there. Now, do you go with Everson or Leedsy?
I would go with Everson for one reason and one reason only.
What's that?
He hasn't had a last place.
He's not. I would probably give Nikolai Clint the better of the 2 gates, which is Gate 2. Gate 4 and Gate 1 have only had 2 wins apiece. Gate 2 has had 4, Gate 3 has had 6. Have we got a heat?
You are indeed correct, sir.
Have we got a heat winning time for Heat 14, by the way? I didn't see one come up.
60.74.
and the two that you would have least expected are the two that have kept Northampton in this, and they're going to a last heat decider. We're going to bounce pretty much straight after this. Palmer will very quickly run through the individual scorers once 15 is done, and then we'll bounce and we'll be back next Monday during the next heat wave.
Yes. We love doing these in the heat wave.
Richard Lawson goes in white as expected. Tobias Michalek will almost certainly be in yellow.
You would expect so.
Tom Brennan's not done anything. Danny King, I don't think, goes. Scott Nichols started well, but has been a bit disappointing in the last couple. It's got to be Toby. He's looked really good tonight.
Toby's almost looked like an out-and-out number one tonight.
Toby, I think, will be number one for this team. Tom's packing his stuff up. Well, it wasn't really worth his time getting it out, was it, to be honest?
He should have just kept it in garage.
I think Toby does move to number one for Ipswich before long. Or Lawson. Maybe Lawson could. Lawson's only 0.22 off of Tom Brennan's average. Currently, they have changed for July. I don't know what the difference is for July, but I will have a look.
You have a look at that and we'll look at some mechanics playing with motorcycles in a tin shed.
Richard Lawson is 0.02 below Tom Brennan now. Tom 713, Lawson 711.
What's Toby?
653. Tom rolling, ain't it? And Toby was crap for Birmingham for the majority of last year, so that's kind of what he's rolling on at the moment.
Nikolai's going in blue. Jamin's going in red. So it's Lidsey and Clint.
And we just need to see confirmation of Tobias Michalek. I suspect it's in. I'm a little bit miffed as to Nikolai being off the worst gate. I'd have put Jamo there because Clint's been gating, so you'd want him to kind of get off the better gate and hope Jamo can do something. But I don't know which way this is going to go. And remember, there's no superheats in top league speed right now.
It's Richard Lawson white, Tobias Michalek in yellow, and Ipswich are off 1 and 3.
As expected. Yeah, no superheats in Premiership Speedway or British Speedway at all now, unless it's for aggregate points. So if it ends as a 45-all draw, it stays as a 45-all draw. But Northampton need a heat advantage for that to happen, and they've only had a couple, although most of them have came in the second half of this meeting, including back-to-back in 13 and 14.
Just before we go on to 8:15, we'll shout out our friends at 15 Eats Later. What an ironic time to do it. But if you like your Speedway podcasts, even though it is quite pool related, Lee and Beth do an outstanding job there over on 15 Eats Later. So if you get the chance, go check them out. Give the podcast a listen. I think the latest one they did was with Fraser Bowles, which was about a lifetime ago now.
March,
but they support us, so it's only right we do the same back.
Heat 15, gate 1 in white, Richard Lawson, gate 2 in red, Jamin Lidsey, gate 3 in yellow, Tobias Michalek, and off the outside in blue, Nikolai Clint. Northampton need a winner in this one, and a second or a third place as well. 3-all not good enough, and an Ipswich rider winning not good enough. They need a heat advantage to at least take a draw, if not snatch a win. If it were to be a 5-1 to Northampton here, somehow, or miraculously, have got this one correct on our predictions league. And if it were to be a 4-2, you would have got it correct.
The 9-3, the vision is still on.
It is. We need a 4-2 to Northampton for the 9-3 vision to come true.
Oh, imagine being 8 points up and bottling it to not. You could almost call it a Northampton bottle job, but for Ipswich.
Because that's what they did last week against Sheffield.
Exactly. So, Startman walks away for 15, takes the rise. Away we go.
No,
and It's quite close between them there, but JMO just gets right around the outside there of both the Ipswich boys, and now they need Nikolai Clint to do something. The two Ipswich boys are settled there in second and third. Clint's all over the back wheels of Richard Lawson. I think Tobias is just going to go out there now and see if he can chase JMO out there in front. Now, what can Clint do as Richard Lawson hugs the inside line there as they go into the next lap, and the two Ipswich boys are now virtually just racing each other. Toby goes wide. What can Clinty do now? As Clint lifts, going down back straight, it's ever so close to Richard Lawson's back wheel. One mistake from Lawson, and Clint will be through. 1 lap left to go. Then can Clint salvage a draw for the Northampton Foxes, or is the points gonna go to Suffolk in Ipswich as they come round final couple of bends? Then Jamin Lidsey is that takes a win, and it's the Witches that take the spoils.
And Nikolai Clint again costs his team. Feels like we're saying that a lot this season, don't it?
It does.
They were better in the second half of the meeting, but he dips his head in frustration. He was better tonight, but when it counted and when it mattered, he couldn't do it, and the gates went against him. He didn't really make it, but he ultimately costs his team again, and Northampton again lose. And this has been said to us in our little group before. Fans ain't going to keep coming for a team that keeps losing.
No, absolutely not.
JMO's celebrating like they've won the league. You've lost the meeting, pal. To be fair, JMO getting beat by Kevin Pedersen on the tactical was partly to blame as well.
Oh, absolutely.
You can portion blame to the majority of the Northampton team for not being good enough. JMO weren't good enough early on. Nikolai was good until it counted. Batchelor was shit until the last one, as was Jepson. He number 15 was won by the rider in red, Jamin Lidsey, second in yellow, Tobias Muslek, and third in white, Richard Lawson. Nikolai Clint at the rear of the field. That's a 3-all, and the final score is 44 Northampton, 46 to Ipswich. If you want to quickly do the individual scores before we wrap for the night.
So, individual scorers then for this evening. Jamin Lidsey top scored for the Foxes with 12, Kai Thompson 5 and a bonus, Niels Christian Everson 7, Troy Batchelor 3, Nikolai Clint 9, Jonas Shepson 2 and a bonus, Luke Harrison 5 and a bonus. For the Witches then, super number 1, Tom Brennan scored 4, Danny King 6 and 1, Richard Lawson 10 and 1, Scott Nichols 7, Tobias Musley at 12, Kevin 6 and 1, and Jason Edwards 1. Whew.
Breathe.
But yeah, that was Northampton versus Ipswich. He's been Dan, I've been Dill. Have a splendid week. Come to Scuddy on Friday if you've got naff or